Okay, welcome to probably the highest produced thing that I will ever record for a while. Holy shit. I have no idea what to talk about. Okay, my roommate, he just brought in this camera and it's just insane. So, when life gives you lemons, I guess using a camera like this has kind of got me really excited. That sense of excitement, I don't feel that anywhere else, man. Dude, this thing has a manual focus and a manual zoom at the same time. I've never used a camera that had both of those at the same time. The level of creativity I felt, just like zooming in, zooming out, adjusting the focal range as well, doing both at the same time. That is so cool. I don't know. What's the thing that we can talk about to make this camera worth it? One thing we could talk about, since this is so high quality, so high budget, let's talk about money. In the past week or two, I've spent more money than I would ever feel comfortable with ever. Now it still is not an exorbitant amount of money. Okay, it's not like I've spent $1,000 in the matter of just a month. I'm not at that level yet, but I spent like 100, 200, maybe even 300 on replacing stuff that I have right now with higher quality stuff, because I feel like every year we all kind of get this feeling. All right, consumerist rant incoming. Today I'm max consumerist. We all kind of get this feeling every now and then where it's like, oh, I just want to replace everything. Like in a video game, when you have all your skill points in your character, you're like, you know what, refund me all my skill points and let me put it into something else. Because you kind of figure out your play style in that game. You figure out what's the most fun for you, and so now you kind of want to dial in to lock in that specific way that you play. I feel like the same thing goes for real life, of course, where you're kind of continually growing, learning, changing, and all this. And eventually you get to a point where you're like, okay, I've kind of cemented all of my daily habits, my daily routines, everything like that, the things that I use on a day-to-day basis. Now, let me maximize to try to get the best of that kind of thing. Funnily enough, this whole thing started with me getting really nice Calvin Klein underwear. I've never had 100% cotton, super nice underwear before. I've always just had the stuff that you get from Walmart or something, like the cheap 6-pack that you'll get. But I saw that it was on sale on Amazon, so I was like, all right, well, time to pick up some Calvin Klein underwear. Let me do myself a treat. And oh my God, that was just a whole nother level. Getting nice underwear, damn, dude. That was amazing. And it just sent me kind of on this list of thinking about what are the essentials that I need in my life that I use every single day. And listen, I know there's a lot of EDC, everyday carry kind of channels around there that are like, my essentials is the Swiss Army pocket knife flip, the G-Shock Ultra 2600 series, another pocket knife. No, all right, that's just a bunch of whole baloney. All right, props to you if you enjoy that kind of thing. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, but I'm talking actual, just practical, everyday things. I guess another thing that's spurring this on, other than just buying underwear online, obviously, is I'm going to graduate soon. And so that means I'm going to have to find a place that I can relocate to. And I don't really have a permanent home right now. I literally don't have a home that I can just go to and be like, all right, this is where I'll stay forever. So I'm kind of in a limbo of where am I going to go to? One, two, how am I going to live in that place or live in whatever place that I'm in while I'm trying to find a place to live in? And three, how can I do all of this with as minimum stuff as possible? Because I'm going to be traveling. This should all be stuff that at minimum can fit within a suitcase, a backpack. As long as it can fit into those things, then I'm good to go. Unfortunately, I also like to do music, and my main instrument of choice is the guitar. So I'm going to have to also lug around a guitar, but that's also possible with most airlines, except if you're paying for Spirit or Flair Airlines, the cheapest airlines imaginable. Do not do it. Just spend the extra $50 to $100 on a ticket for such a more nice experience. Trust me, you won't regret it. Okay, the money will come back, all right? I say that being broke as hell. So I've just been thinking about what are the most essential things that I'll ever need in my life that can fit inside of a suitcase, a backpack, and that's it. And I think at this point in my life, at least for now, for the next foreseeable 5 to 10 years, I feel like I found a good groove, a good jive of everything that I kind of need, that I'll use regularly. And that's because I have all of my habits down. I have a sense of what do I want to do in the future down. And so now is just kind of just maximizing the quality of things that are in those departments. So I think it's worth spending a bit more money to invest in something that's quality, that you can have for a while, that you can do good things with. One example that this might reach out to many of you, okay? Let's say you want to be a music producer, all right? I know what you're looking at already. You're looking at the Audio-Technica ATH M50X. You're looking at the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. You're looking at some sort of like a biodynamic microphone, the one that looks like, you know, the type that you get at like a karaoke bar. Or, God forbid, you're looking at a blue Snowball or a blue Yeti or something like that. I know that's what you're looking for, and I know, listen, I totally understand. Everybody's got to do things on a budget. I still have a Fender Stratocaster Squire, which is the cheapest electric guitar that you can pick up. You can buy for like $300 on Amazon with an amplifier and a guitar case. That's still what I produce music on to this day. I'm not dogging on like cheap, good value things, but it has to also be pretty good quality. When it comes to like, if you want to do music production, just spend the extra $100, $200, even $300 to get something that's quality that you can actually use to produce good things for a good amount of time. All right. If you're just doing it as a hobby, then definitely get like the cheapest thing that is also like decent quality. Like get your Focusrite Scarlett, get the Audio-Technica ATH M50X headphones. Okay. But if you want to take it seriously and you don't have the money for it, find some way to just get the highest quality thing. You won't regret it. You won't. I know I've been saying the ATH M50X. That's because I think those headphones suck so bad. Anyone out there who is thinking of getting an Audio-Technica ATH M50X headphones, do not get it. I had mine for like 4 to 5 years, and for the longest time, I don't want to blame, a bad craftsman blames his tools, but honestly, for a long time, a lot of my music used to sound like muddy, too bassy, and I couldn't figure out why. But then I finally tried a different pair of headphones while I was producing, and oh my God, I realized, yo, this is insane. Now I have the Sony MDR M1. These are pretty recent headphones, but these are like based off of a pretty classic suite of like high quality audio engineering equipment that Sony's made. This I got as a gift. Shout out Miriam and Mina for getting me this. That is probably one of the best gifts I've received. So if you have to, listen, if you have to ask your parents, get me this for Christmas, if you gotta get all your friends, make as many friends as possible, so on your birthday you can be like, hey, can each of you contribute to this thing, $10 each. If I have 30 friends and it's $10 each, that's $300. Boom. Yeah, whatever you got to do, man. But just don't underestimate the power of getting something that's quality, even if the money is a little bit steep. Because if you want to take it seriously, it's worth it.